Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Day Darling. As you see what's going on a lovely island of Fawnhallow today, where today we have a very special episode, which is, it's rare to have an actual Animal Crossing sort of like milestone, I suppose, or landmark in the series anymore, seeing as I've completed most of the things by now, and the things I haven't completed I'm just kind of too lazy to do, to be perfectly honest, things like the Nook Mile missions. But today is a very fateful day where we'll be finally able to complete the Animal Crossing Museum. And you might be like, wow, 2 years, why has it taken so long to complete the museum? And it's not because of the fish bugs or insects or deep sea creatures. It's because of Crazy Red and his art and his reluctance to actually give me a bust of Nefertiti. But we actually got one, so we'll donate that. So hello everyone, right now in Fawnhallow, it's 3:12 PM on Monday, May 2nd, 2022. We've got Label Visiting, who we're not going to talk to, unfortunately. Today is going to be quite a casual one, where we're just going to sort of look around the museum and sort of reminisce, I suppose, because we haven't really done that. We haven't really had much of an Animal Crossing focused episode for quite a while. Normally we are, of course, much more focused on, just talking about random things, or in Happy Home Paradise's case, doing Happy Home Paradise stuff. I don't know why my Animal Crossing seems to be lagging. It might be because I have all of these random things open. Let's see what I can close here and there. But okay, hopefully it's not lagging for you. It might be. I'm not really sure. Maybe I should exit out of this thing. Hold on. Is that a bit better? It might just be something on my end, which I think it probably is. But better safe than sorry. I wouldn't want you to have to deal with the stutters. But yeah, we've actually got an Animal Crossing milestone. If you can tell by the title, we're going to complete museum, and it's been 2 years, and that's about right, because I remember when the update first dropped with Crazy Red coming to New Horizons, people did like the maths on like what the average amount of time it would take to actually complete the entire museum collection, provided you didn't do any trading or anything like I've done, and the outcome was like 600 days or something, a bit over 2 years or something. So if anything, we got slightly lucky, I think, because when did the update come out? It came out, I don't know, someone told me recently, but I also forgot off the top of my head when it was. Maybe it was like November or something. So I think the math works out that we were a little bit lucky. Not by much, it's only slightly lower, what's the word, on the expectation. But, well, I'm not going to complain. I'm just happy that we finally got it actually done, and we won't have to, purchase any more fake goods from Crazy Red. But anyway, I haven't done Blaver's voice in ages. Who? I say hoot. That is most certainly a mystic statue. I never thought I'd laid my eyes upon the real thing, but there it is, very much a mystic statue. I shall treat this donation with the utmost care, Owl's honour. I shall also leave details about your donation for all to read once it is on display. Who? Please do check back later. I'll check back right now. Blathers, you got anything to say? Hoot, hooray, huzzah, I say it again, huzzah. My goal. Our goal. We have finally done it. We searched far and wide, high and low, and our collections are, at last, complete. Yay! I dare say there isn't a finer assembly of scientific, cultural, and artistic specimens in the world. And it is all thanks to the generosity of upstanding donors such as yourself. You grew our humble institute into the magnificent marvel it is today with your very own labour. You have my deepest, most profound gratitude. Thank you for your commitment to excellence. My feathers, I find I'm nearly speechless at the wonder of it all. I'll be mailing out the poster for our latest completed collection soon. To think we've completed every one of our collections, I never dared to dream of such a day. I hope you'll continue to visit us. You've been truly instrumental in growing our museum. Woo! We got joy. Get some joy up in here, Blathers. I'm happy to hear that you're happy as well, but we finally completed the actual museum, and we're going to take the time to actually walk through the art exhibit right now, like an actual art museum. Maybe we'll learn a little bit about each of the art exhibits that we've seen and not really talked about. So not much banter today, but so be it. But here it is, the last thing that we finally needed: the bust of Nefertiti, mystic statue. Bust of Nefertiti, footmost circa 1345 BC limestone. A bust of Nefertiti whose name means the beautiful one has come. A royal wife, she was known as one of the 3 most beautiful women in ancient Egypt. It is not known whether her left eye is missing because it fell out or because it was never completed. Who knows? Very mysterious. I only know about Nefertiti because about I was going to say Animaniacs, but it's not Animaniacs. It's Rita and the Run. I can't remember. It's like it's another Warner Brothers company thing, and there's a song about like what's it called? Like living on the Nile. I can't remember. Whatever. Lovely statue. What's this called? Oh, that's it. Capitoline wolf. Artist unknown. 5th century BCE. Bronze. This wolf is from Roman mythology, raises a pair of twins along with some controversy. The original bronze sculpture of a wolf is a masterpiece that dates back to 5th century BCE. The twins were added during the 15th century, or so it was thought. Recent research has given rise to speculation that the original piece may be from the 11th or 12th century. We will, however, stick with a 5th century BCE estimate for now. Interesting. I didn't realise this is one built in 2 parts, with the dog being kind of separate to the twins. I'm not really sure of what it's meant to sort of represent or the meaning behind it, but I suppose it's evocative in some sort of way. Of course, we've got Rosetta Stone. A stone slab found in Rosetta, Egypt in 1799 helped efforts to decipher ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. Almost identical text is written in hieroglyphs at the top, then Demotic script, and lastly Greek script. Demotic script? I don't even know what that is, I'm going to be perfectly honest. Anyway, Discus Friar dude? What's his first name? Discobolus. Artist unknown, 2nd century CE marble. This ancient Roman statue is based on the ancient Greek statue crafted by Myron. It's a piece that shows the grandeur of a human body, beautiful from any angle. Oh, fair enough. I'm not gonna lie, these marble statues are very beautiful, aren't they? It's very impressive, the sort of feats that they... Wait, hold on, how do we trigger that? The artistic feats that people have managed to, you know, do, I suppose. The amount of detail. I mean, look at the cloth here on this one. I don't remember what this one's called, Guardian Angel? Nike of Samothrace, artist unknown, circa 190 BCE, marble. A statue of a goddess of victory, Nike, found on Samothrace. Samothrace, I don't know. It shows Nike alighting on the prow of a ship. Originally found in separate pieces, it has largely been restored, but the arms and head are still missing. Oh. I guess that makes sense, you know? This entire time I thought it was just like, it was made like this, you know, they just artistic decision to not put, sorry, I'm like, need to wipe my nose. Not put the arms and the head actually on the statue, but it's not an artistic decision. I don't know why I never really thought about the fact it probably just was never found. I don't know, it seems a little bit more intriguing, I suppose, this way, without the sort of face on it as well. I don't know how you're meant to know it's the goddess of victory, though, without a face. Beautiful statue. Venus de Milo. Artist unknown, circa 130 BCE, or Milo. I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to say a lot of things you'll find out on this. A statue of a Roman goddess of love and beauty, Venus was found on the island of Milos. This beautiful sculpture makes many wonder what her original pose might have been. Like what her arms are doing. I think... I don't know, hand on hip maybe? I wonder how crazy it would have been to see these like in their original glory. You know, like all of the pieces, nothing missing. Gallant statue, of course, David, by Michelangelo, circa 1504. Young David glares at his enemy, sling slung over his shoulder. It took Michelangelo more than 3 years to sculpt this piece, my word. Close inspection shows heart-shaped eyes. That's probably meant to depict light hitting them. Heart-shaped eyes. Hearts didn't have a lovey-dovey symbolism back then that they do today. Oh, interesting. I wonder when that sort of symbolism came about. That's something I never really considered. In fact, it wasn't always like that. Familiar statue, the thinker, isn't it? Auguste Rodin, 1902 bronze. This bronze sculpture was crafted by French sculptor Rodin, known as the father of modern sculpture. The incredible famous original is located in France. The sculpture was casted over 20 times. As such, authentic pieces can be found all over the world. Oh. You can cast... Well, I don't know. I suppose that sort of raises a question of authenticity, if it's been casted. Does that still make it the authentic work? I don't know. I mean, it's got all the details of it, I suppose, but... I guess original versus authentic is probably the distinction you use there. What's this one called? Apples and Oranges. Pour Cézanne, circa 1899, oil on canvas. This still life is known to have inspired the work of many other artists, including Pablo Picasso, who we'll be getting onto very soon. Rather than trying to recreate an image, Cézanne captured the beauty of shapes from many angles. With this work, Cézanne draws on both the atmosphere of his subjects and the spirit of its beholders. It's always very impressive still life as well. You know, I mean, obviously, like, these are great works, and of course the art's going to be impressive, isn't it? But just the amount they managed to capture, I suppose, it's a lot harder than it may seem. Flowery painting sunflowers, of course, by Vincent van Gogh. Circa 1888, oil on canvas. Van Gogh painted this piece when he moved to the south of France in search of more vibrant colours. What vibrant colours he found. Yellow was Van Gogh's favourite colour, and he made 7 paintings that featured sunflowers during this time. Oh, I didn't realise it was part of a collection. This is the only one I'm particularly aware of. Anyway, we got Starry Night, of course, again by Vincent van Gogh. Van Gogh. And I believe that's how he meant it. Perhaps you shouldn't quote me on that. But it's what I've heard, because then, you know, the English pronunciation is always Gough or something, but apparently it's more like Gough or something like that. His signature piece, painted when he was hospitalised at an asylum. The view from his room includes memories and imaginations. In Letter to Friends, the artist called it a failure. Oh, that's got quite a tragic story behind it. This one's like a Sunday morning at the park or something. I know this one because this is meant to be like this is pointillism, isn't it? I don't know if the most famous pointers in piece or something like that. A Sunday afternoon on the island of La Grande Jatte. George Seurat, circa 1885, oil on canvas. Seurat, known as the founder of Neo-Impressionism, invented the use of brightly coloured dots. His method, which does not involve mixing pigments, took time. This piece, for instance, took 2 years. I can't imagine that. It shows a crowd enjoying a day off at River Seine in France. Can you imagine working 2 years on one artistic piece? I mean, clearly the effort paid off, and I don't mean to besmirch that in any sense of word. It's just like, my word. The progress is astounding, I suppose is what I mean by that. I don't know if I know what this one's called. I Love the Dead. Arnold Böcklin. Böcklin? I don't know how you do that with the umlauts on top of it. 1883. Oil on wood. I feel like it's nice, like an art history lesson. A small boat carrying a corpse glides quietly over the still sea to an island of graves surrounded by cliffs. The air of this piece by symbolist painter Böcklin is chilling, but also somehow calm. Böcklin worked here to capture not what he could see, but some of humanity's inner contemplations. I didn't realise that was a corpse. I wish there was a way we could look at this properly without having us like sort of in the way, having our character in the way. Like you could probably zoom in, but oh, you know what? We probably can. Bit of a handheld camera. I mean, I suppose you could just Google Images it. That's a corpse. Standing up though. It's a very intriguing sort of castle he's in, isn't it? This one, what's this one called? I should know what this one's called. Above the Folies Berger. Edouard Manet, circa 1882, oil on canvas. Close inspection of a mirror behind. That's a mirror? I didn't realise that was a mirror this entire time. Behind this painting subject reveals many mysteries and paradoxes. In fact, the painting is based on multiple perspectives, which explains the unusual placement of some items. I mean, yeah, I didn't realise that was as a mirror, obviously, because, you know, reflection doesn't... She's not doing the same pose. There's a person there who should be in this photo, but isn't, or painting, but isn't. It's a very oddly placed mirror. Sadly, this is Manet's last major work. He passed away a year after it was completed at age 51. See? Art can be very fascinating when you get the history behind it. Meant to be from multiple perspectives, and there's many confusing things, I suppose, behind it. I never realised this was a mirror. I always thought it was just like one of those open bars, like a circular bar in like the middle of a big banquet hall or something. But I suppose that has very close placements of some chandeliers. Yeah, like in the mirror of the bottles don't quite line up or anything like this. A lot of things aren't mirrored. All about multiple perspectives. Interesting. I suppose I've never really taken a good look at it. What's this? Little Piper Boy? Nice painting. The Fifer, Edouard Manet. One of Manet's earlier works, this painting depicts a young flautist dressed in military uniform. Manet's works are notable for their lack of linear perspective and strong colour contrast. These attributes led some to call him the father of Impressionism and made comparisons to Velázquez. Fun fact, flautists can determine what note the boy is playing just by studying the painting closely. I guess because like flutes are, it's like I don't know what you call those type of instruments, but you like press down like certain notes or something. It's like very fixed notes or whatever. You just had to look at the sort of arrangement on fingers. I don't know how to play the flute, by the way. I just sort of know about it. This one's Ophelia by Jean Everett Millais, 1852, oil on canvas. Ophelia is a tragic figure in the Shakespearean play Hamlet. She like fell and drowned or something in a pond. There's an otherworldly expression on her face as she lies unconscious in a river. She's surrounded by the beauty of nature as she floats between life and death. A sort of purgatory she's in, suspended, I suppose, between a state of living and non-living. Common painting. The Gleaners, Jean-Francois Millet. The signature piece for Millet, who was known for depicting the lives of commoners in the 19th century. Notice the abundant crops visible in the background relative to the meagre wheat remaining for the workers. The art served a social commentary in time of great inequality. I mean, art is a fantastic place, I suppose, to even comment about. Social inequality is quite a common theme you'll see in many things. I never noticed that. I always thought these were like mountains at the back or something. The piled up of food, but none left for the actual people who harvested it themselves. Very tragic. The sower, Jean-Francois Millet, circa 1850, oil on canvas. Millet painted this piece of a farmer sowing wheat seeds in a field after moving to the countryside from Paris. If a piece reminds you of Van Gogh, that's likely because Van Gogh himself was inspired by it. Oh. I mean, I don't think I have enough of an artistic eye to really determine that Van Gogh was an inspiration for this, but fair enough. I certainly didn't know that, and now I do, you know? Art history. Learn a little bit every day. This is like the thunder god and the wind god or something. Folding screen of Fujin and Raijin. Tawaraya Sotatsu, 17th century. Gold leaf and ink on paper. Gold leaf? This folding screen shows dynamic brushwork of Fujin and Raijin on a gold leaf background. Gold leaf? That entire background is gold leaf, my word. It's thought to be the masterpiece of Tawaraya Sotatsu, an early Edo period artist. The simplification of a subject is a style that was carried on by Okada Korin. It's a style still used today in the Rinpa school of Japanese painting. I mean, certainly this is a thing, even if you don't know much about art. You'd probably look at it and be like, definitely Japanese, isn't it? It's very distinctive, and I'm not exactly sure why. This is the right half. Is this a... Yeah, this is the same description. Makes sense. It's the same, two parts of the same whole. This is... I don't know what this is called. German period dogu figurine. Shakoki dogu. Dogu? Like dog? No, that's not how you do dog in Japanese anyway. Artists unknown. 1000 to 400 BCE. Fired pottery. A mysterious riveting doll made from a kneaded unglazed dirt during the German period. Its large round eyes resemble goggles that intercept light, so its name should come as no surprise. Shikoki means light intercepting goggles, and a dogu is a small animal figurine. Oh, okay. So light intercepting goggles, small animal figurine. I mean, I can't say I particularly know what animal that is, but... Scary painting. Otani Oniji, referred as Yako Edobe. Toshusei Sharaku, 1794, woodblock print. A print from the mid-Edo period by Toshusei Sharaku, depicting a famous actor of the time. Sharaku made roughly 140 ukiyo-e. That's some types of painting. I know, because like A is painting, or like artwork or something. I don't know what ukiyo means. I guess it means a style. Prints in his career, even though it only spanned around 10 months. 140, 14 a month. My word. That's efficiency right there. We've got the Great Wave here. 36 views of Mount Fuji, the Great Wave off Kanagawa. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to skip through who actually made it. Katsushika Hokusai, circa 1831, woodblock print. The signature piece of ukiyo-e artist Katsushika Hokusai, painted as part of a series when he was in his 60s. Although it stubbed 36 views, he eventually added 10 more to make 46 in total. Oh, so it was part of a series. I didn't realise that either. See, you learn all these interesting facts. Or at least I'm having a good time. Maybe you're not having as much of a good time. I'm just sort of just reading descriptions after all. Beauty looking back. Hishikawa Moronobu, 17th century, colour on silk. A hand-painted piece by Hishikawa Moronobu, an artist known for popularising the ukiyo-e style. This staring painting depicts a fashionable woman glancing back over her shoulder. Oh, okay, fair enough. I thought there was going to be a commentary on like the fact that it doesn't take up like the entire canvas for some reason. There's like a bit of empty space at the top, which I always thought was slightly interesting, but I don't really know why. Ajisai Sokeizu, Ito Jakuchu, 18th century dyed silk. A detailed, colourful and dynamic piece by Ito Jakuchu, a successful Kyoto artist in the mid-Edo period. High-quality paints on silk help it maintain its brilliant colour even now, 200 years after its creation. I wonder if it's this vibrant in real life as well. Certainly something which I can't say I know. Tremendous statue. Homewu Ding, artist unknown, 1200 BCE, bronze. This bronze ding from ancient China is the largest and heaviest ever found. The script on the inside suggests it was created to honour the king's mother. Oh. I'm not sure in what way, particularly. Is it meant to be like a wash basin or something? And I'm not really sure what it's meant to be, but, you know, who says it needs to have a practical purpose? I've ways, you know, art is art. With Terracotta Army, which I've actually seen this one in real life, believe it or not. Artists unknown, 210 BCE. It's a lot bigger in real life, if you weren't aware. Earthenware. These terracotta warriors were buried with the first Qing emperor to protect him in the afterlife. Nearly 2,000 years later, in 1974, about 8,000 of them were found. Each statue is said to have been made with different processes, expressions, and clothing, which is crazy. Imagine making a piece of artwork with 2,000 distinctly individual people in it. Like, it's hard enough. Like, I've done a piece of art. I mean, the Animal Crossing thumbnail itself has, like, 11 or something. That took a while. It took, like, 20 hours or something. I can't imagine how long 2,000 different statues would take. Rockhead Statue. Olmec Colossal Head. Artist unknown, circa 1000 BCE, basalt and andesite. Giant stone head, thought to be from the Mesoamerican Olmec civilization. The larger ones can reach 3 meters in height. Scholars think they only crafted heads and no bodies. I wonder why. I guess maybe the heads are quite expressive, so probably the most distinctive part of a person. The Fighting Temeraire, Joseph Mallord William Turner, 1839, oil on canvas. I always like the colours in this one of the sky, especially. A famous piece by Turner, a painter of light. It shows an English Navy ship commanded by Admiral Nelson as it's being tugged towards its dismantling. Oh, I didn't realise it had a sort of sad backstory behind it. Liberty Leading the People, Eugene Delacroix, 1830, oil on canvas. Painted by leading 19th century romantic artist Delacroix in the same year as the French Revolution. The woman in the centre is often mistaken for Joan of Arc, but she's actually the fictional Marianne. Marianne. Is that like a important figurehead, I suppose, which perhaps I should know. An important fictional person, which I don't know, unfortunately, so I apologise for my lack of French knowledge. The Clove Maha, Francisco de Goya, circa 1805, oil on canvas. It is said that this painting is a more discreet version of the earlier work known as the Nude Maha. Or Maja, Maha? I don't know. Is that Spanish? It might be Spanish, so I guess it'd be Maha. It is also known as Francisco de Goya, was quite popular in his own time. Could these facts be related? Well, no, it's quite popular. A third unrelated fact. The word Maha refers to stylish young lady of Madrid. Okay, definitely Spanish. I don't really understand how the facts are related, but what do I know, I suppose? I'm an ignoramus. The Blue Boy, Thomas Gainsborough, 1770, on oil on canvas. Gainsborough was known for his innovative use of colours in traditional portraits like this one. I mean, blue is quite a striking colour and with a very sort of brownish and much more muted tones. Although he preferred painting landscapes, his portraits would be the defining work of his career. I wonder how that feels, to enjoy painting and creating something of a specific type far more than anything else, but then being known for something else in a completely, not completely different industry, but like a sidestepped industry. Isn't that a bit strange? I wonder. La Meninas, Diego Velázquez, circa 1656, oil on canvas, mentioned before in one of the previous descriptions, wasn't it? This famous piece by Velázquez, who served as a Spanish court, shows us something about perspective. This depicts a young princess with her ladies in waiting. The artist himself is seen to the left. Is he painting or painting as of this moment? Interesting. Oh, is he looking into a mirror and painting it? That's interesting. I didn't realise there was a giant canvas on this left. I thought it was like just a giant sheet in the middle of the room. The king and queen are reflected in the mirror to the artist's right, so the perspective is that of a king. The king and queen are reflected in the mirror to the artist's right. To the artist's right? Oh, right at the back there's a mirror. I see. I didn't realise that was a mirror. I thought it was a painting. So that's a king and queen sort of looking upon the scene. But the artist is facing them? Weird. The king watching the artist paint the king and the queen. Inception upon inception. The milkmaid, Johannes Vermeer. I know he also did the girl with pearl earring to our left, oil on canvas. This piece earned Vermeer the nickname Master of Light thanks to its exquisite contrast and depth. Vermeer painted the masterpiece at only 25 years of age. Many know that it's surprisingly small in real life. I'm not really sure how large I expected it to be, but, imagine doing this at 25. I mean, I'm nearly 25, so I don't think I can particularly create something on that level. The Girl with a Pearl Earring, Johannes Vermeer, circa 1665, oil on canvas. Also known as Girl with a Turban, this piece uses ultramarine paint, which was expensive at the time, so it's a bit of a flex, I suppose. It seems the expense was worth it, as the vivid blue colours draw the eye and help make the piece a classic. The only question is that a real pearl earring, or something else? Is it, what? Is it meant to be something else? I can't say I've ever looked at it in enough detail to really... I mean, I don't really know. I can't say the resolution in Animal Crossing is going to be the best impression of it. It looks a bit more like metallic than pearl, but I don't really know what pearls look like. In real life, I don't have any pearls. Actually, I have seen pearls. Never mind. I retract my statement. The Night Watch, Rembrandt van Rijn, 1642, oil on canvas. This masterpiece, painted by 17th century Dutch artist Rembrandt, depicts a military gathering. At the time, portraits usually showed their subject standing still, so this was a leap forward in technique. Like the concept of, I suppose, capturing motion. For many years, art scholars thought the painting was set at night, but a restoration revealed a dark varnish. We can see now the dynamic poses and lighting as they were meant to be seen in the daytime. Oh, I wonder what it used to look like at night time. Is that why it's got the name of Night Watch? I don't know, hold on. The Night Watch. Nighttime. Honestly, what it originally looked like. What? Dark varnish? Oh. To be fair, it does look very dark with a dark varnish on top of it. And it just looks like a kind of like a dark filter, I suppose, put on top of it if I had to describe it in modern terms. King Kamehameha the First, Thomas Ridgway Gold, circa 1883, bronze. A bronze sculpture of King Kamehameha 1. King Kamehameha I, he founded the Kingdom of Hawaii in 1810. Traditionally, the sculpture is draped with many layers every year on June 11th. Oh, that's nice. A sort of celebratory thing. I'm not sure what the significance of June 11th is, but I assume that's the day it was founded, the birth of Venus. Sandro Botticelli, circa 1485, Tempera on canvas. I don't know what tempera is. A painting of a Roman goddess Venus riding a scallop shell after being born in the ocean. The nickname Botticelli is said to actually be a nickname given to the artist's brother, who was built like a barrel. Why this nickname was transferred between siblings is a mystery lost to the ages. Maybe in some sort of tribute. I wonder if it's just like a funny joke. Like a sibling-esque joke. I don't really know. Lady with an Ermine, Leonardo da Vinci, circa 1419, oil on wood panel. One of only 4 portraits of women painted by da Vinci, one of which was the Mona Lisa. Some believe the ermine is not actually an ermine, but rather a white ferret. I'm not really sure what the difference is, so I can't really comment on that. But academic painting, of course, by Leonardo da Vinci. Oh, sorry, Vitruvian Man. Yeah, circa 1487, pen and ink on paper. This drawing is based on the ideal human body ratio, as stated in De Architectura. De Architectura was a treatise by Vitruvius, an architect from the early 1st century BCE. An ideal man. I'm not really sure what that sort of definition rounds off to being, but apparently it's having arms and legs, which matches circle's radius. Of course, the Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci, circa 1503, oil on poplar. The words of his famous smile, it's said that da Vinci kept this painting for himself until the very end. Given its power to beguile visitors all these years later, it's easy to see why. And apparently, the eyes are meant to follow you around the room. Never seen this in real life, and it's also surprisingly small, apparently. Hunters in the Snow. Pietro Bruegel the Elder, 1565, oil on wood panel. A landscape artist from the late Renaissance period, Bruegel was known as a peasant artist. He earned a title for depicting scenes from common peasant life, such as a moment captured here. Note the contrast between the weary hunters and the people frolicking on the icy ponds. I literally never noticed those were people down there. A lot of contrasts between, contrast is always a very, what's the word? Distinct thing, not distinct, but like thought-provoking thing to put into paintings, isn't it? Summer, Giuseppe Arcimboldo. Sorry, not how you pronounce that, but sorry. Circa 1563, oil on canvas. A curious portrait by Giuseppe Arcimboldo, an Italian painter from the late 16th century. It doesn't take a particularly sharp eye to see that the entire portrait is composed of fresh produce. I want to see how you say that name. Arcimboldo. Arcimboldo. Hold on. Do we not have any of Picasso's works in here? Why are Picasso's and... I would have thought there'd be Picasso works in here. I feel like he's a rather influential artist. Hold on. Maybe it's because his stuff hasn't reached a public domain. 1881. Maybe that's not in the public domain yet, so maybe that's why Animal Crossing can't depict it in the things. Never really thought about that. I want to say how to pronounce, define. Oh, it's actually part of a series, Summer, for 4 seasons. How pronounce Arcimboldo?
Arcimboldo.
Arcimboldo. Fair enough. Arcimboldo, 4 seasons. So this is just one of oh, it is. It's just one of 4 different sort of illustrations, I suppose. The summer one being fresh produce. I guess that one's winter. At the top left is a tree. I mean, I don't really know which one's which. The top right looks like spring, so I guess the bottom right makes it autumn. I mean, there's a pumpkin in that one. But there we go, a completed art museum. And bang on the dot on half an hour. Hopefully you learnt a little bit about art history. I certainly did. Will I remember it all? I mean, that was a lot of facts to take in and very short notice, so I certainly wouldn't count on it, but very intriguing, I suppose, to the very end. And it's, you know, very rewarding in itself to actually finally complete the museum after all this time. With 700 or so days of, well, I suppose not all of them was checking for Crazy Red, because, you know, he wasn't always there on Harv's Island, and also, you know, what else was I going to say? The art exhibit wasn't always here in Animal Crossing, but the fact that it's finally completed is a very nice sort of milestone, a nice sort of cap in the feather in Animal Crossing. This might actually be the first museum I've actually fully completed in any Animal Crossing game. A lot of them, it's always the art exhibits I always end up not completing that, because it's just so tedious checking for Crazy Red every single day and trying to find his artworks. But luckily New Horizons made it a lot easier with him being very accessible every single day. Actually, to be fair, I think Let's Go to the City had him accessible every single day as well, right? Because you could go see him in the city. But anyway, we're going to round off this episode here, so if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Any likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Join the Dear Darling Discord, follow me on Twitter down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now it's our farewell, so until next time, bye bye for now.